Kobo slash Golden Kobo, bringing you a device review, or actually a cartomizer review of a cartomizer I've used often in video reviews, but I've never actually given them their own video, and I think they deserve it because I really like them. They're the Boge, or Boge, it's B-O-G-E, 2-ohm cartomizers. These are from vaporkings. I like the vaporkings because they're pretty cheap. They have the little vaporkings logo, and most importantly, they list the ohms on the side. And if you have a lot of cartomizers rolling around, it's kind of helpful to know which ones are low resistance and which ones aren't. Now, I'm talking specifically about the Boge low resistance cartomizers. You'll find them at various places listed as Boge 2-ohm cartomizers, Boge low resistance cartomizers. Sometimes they're just listed as 510 low resistance cartomizers, but make sure you're getting the Boge and not some off-brand, because these are the ones that work for me. I've only ordered one pack from VaporKing so far. I normally get them from Mad Vapes, but everyone in the VaporKing pack performed flawlessly. I didn't have any duds or any ones that didn't work exactly as I would expect. So far from VaporKings, these are working out great. Never had a problem with the Mad Vape ones either. Let me go ahead and hit this up. This is just on a standard Magma, which is just a 510 manual battery from Volcano. Great amount of vapor. Good flavor. I still like Addies. I still like direct dripping onto the Addies, but as far as portable goes, I've tried the tank system on the Ego T. I've tried the Clearomizer, Fluxomizer, CE2R4, whatever you want to call them misers. I've tried the Joy and the Joy Mega cartomizers. They all had a downside, or they didn't perform as well as I wanted to, or they were limited to certain types of juices and didn't perform that well with other types of juices. So far, these have been the most universal in accepting juices and still putting out a really good amount of flavor. And now that is specific to the 2-ohm version. The 3-ohm version is great at 5 volts, but if you're using it at 3.7 volts or on a 3.7 mod or down to an Ego or a little mini battery, the 3-ohm version just didn't deliver the performance of the low resistance. Now, I don't normally use the small battery. I just did it to show that with one of these mini 510s, at least for a little bit, you can get a really good vape out of it. And I've used this, this is about a 7-month-old battery, so it's never broken using it at 2 ohms. I normally, due to battery life concerns, do use it on an Ego, which I can get much more battery life. If I'm heavy hitting it, I can get 5, maybe 4 hours out of it. But if I just have it in my pocket, I'm breaking it out, I can normally make it 8 hours off an Ego. It just depends if I'm chain vaping or out and about and just hitting it occasionally. And because these are for out and about use, I'm normally not chain vaping on it. Now let me go ahead and hit this up on the Ego. This is Hype from Alien Visions, which has a pretty good throat hit for a BG juice. I forgot about that. As you can see, just tons of vapor. No matter what you put it on, they work, and they work well. The flavor is good. It's very good for a cartomizer. Probably one of the best ones I've had. These last for about a week, maybe 5 days. I don't normally count the number of refills I put in them. I just count from when I open the pack to when I actually throw it away. When it gets to the point we're not using it, you'll notice, because it'll either develop a burnt taste, and that's normally if you didn't keep it wet, or it'll get really hard on the draw. But that, like I said, that's about 5 days to a week after you open it, if you keep it wet. And I fill these with a syringe. I just measure out 0.8 milliliters, inject it, and pull it out slowly as I'm filling it. Maybe try and get 2 sides, and that makes it evenly distribute the liquid throughout the filler, keeps it wet, keeps them working. If you let them dry out too much, they will develop a burnt taste, and it's just time to toss them. Now, if you're filling it with VG, I highly recommend the syringe. If you drip to the top with VG, you'll be waiting 20 minutes for it to finally soak into the filler. It just takes too long. You can use the condom method, but that's messy and it gets liquid on the outside and you have to wipe it all down afterwards. I don't recommend it. If you've got a syringe, use a syringe, and you won't be disappointed. And they will last a long time that way. Some people only get a day out of them. I think that's just from vaping them too dry before you fill them back up. Don't do that. Keep them wet. But as you can see, performance is great on this. Throat hit is great on this. It's a nice warm vape. It's similar to a 2 ohm Addy in warmth, a 2 ohm 510 in warmth. That's all I have to say, really. I don't want to keep this too long. I'm just reviewing a cartomizer here that I think most people have heard about, but I've never done a video on it, and they need a video because they're a really damn good addition to my vaping world, and I use them all the time for out and about. And I think you should at least check them out if you haven't. Check them out at vaporkings. Check them out wherever you can get them cheap, but do try and check them out. Just make sure you're getting the Boge 2 ohm low resistance cartomizer, and have a great day, and thanks for watching. Let's see if I can get one of these little buggers to work on my 510 automatic.